So security is generally very backwards leaning, but we're very fortunate now to have a forward leaning individual with Dr Foong Shaohui from the Singapore University of Technology and Design, who's going to explain to us about what he's doing at Interpol World and the technologies that him and his team are showcasing. So what is it you actually have here today, and what are you showcasing, and why have you brought it here?
So thanks for having me here. I'll be glad to share. So my team at the Singapore University of Technology and Design work on robotics. Specifically, we are actually looking into how we can use nature to inspire the design of robots for a wide spectrum of security needs, because we know security has a specific needs. So the robots that we're developing are inspired from nature, and actually nature are one of the best people in security. They've been living on Earth for much longer than us. We have two designs that we showcase here. One is what we call the climbing robot that is based on the lizard. So it actually climbs walls and even upside down using special adhesives that are inspired by the gecko. So we actually put some special materials that allows it to stick to the walls. We have another more interesting one which is flying, and that one is inspired by the maple seed. So the maple seed is a really interesting contraption by nature which allows a seed to be naturally dispersed at great distance without any power. And we actually capitalize and use the mechanism to develop flying vehicles or flying drones, if I wish, that we can actually operate with better efficiency than most drones that you see today.
These are complex techniques in fascinating areas. How did you get into this?
So I've always been interested in aviation. I mean, most young kids enjoy aviation. While I could not be a pilot or maybe an astronaut, I thought I could contribute in the area of unmanned aerial vehicles, which interestingly has exploded in the last 10 years. And it's in part because a lot of the stuff that is required by flying is now very easily available. Like in your pocket, the phone, that's what makes flying vehicles can fly. All the sensors are easily available. It makes such devices more affordable.
Now, one of the things that you've got that you're showcasing here, or you specialise in with some of your innovation clubs, are multi-rotor technologies. Can you explain how that fits in, where the innovation is? Is this not old hat? Is it new? Where's it going?
Yeah, so the Multi-Rotor Society is actually the student club in SUTD that works on developing new flying systems. So they participate in competitions, we also work in projects, but I also try to engage them as researchers, very young researchers. And the nice thing about having young students is they are able to come up with ideas which old people like me would not be able to come up. So it's very refreshing to work with young people with a lot of energy. And one thing for sure is they are going to be the future of the world. And it's nice that we can engage them early on so they get interested in this area.
If you consider yourself old, I'm certainly ancient. So have these youngsters come up with any really innovative ideas that are groundbreaking?
Definitely. If you come by to the booth, there's actually a flying system which is actually started off as a student project and now is a fully funded research project. So I think the sky is literally the limit.
Now, you'll have seen over the years a number of different innovative technologies and new projects and all the rest of it. Are there any that particularly stick out and excite you and you think, I'm really proud to be associated with that?
Yeah, so I think AI is a big thing right now. We see a lot of people using AI for security, but we also can actually use AI for a lot of stuff that primarily was used by humans. The drones that we design are actually a lot done by AI. Rather than we try and error and find the best design, we have been using a lot of computers to improve the design. So we don't actually have to waste time making prototypes that do not work. We can streamline it quite a bit, and I think this is the future.
The Interpol audience that's here, international policing audience and all the rest of it, have you got any key messages that if you were put on the centre of the stage and you had the captive audience, and you have the captive audience that are going to be watching these interviews on YouTube and elsewhere, what are the key messages that you want to give to them?
So I'd like to maybe tell everybody, I think robotics has a big area in this area. I think there's a lot of visual analytics, data mining part, but I think having the capability of placing sensors at anywhere you want is something that you need to explore in future. I see a lot of static places to place sensors like cameras, CCTVs, but I think as the world develops, we need to be able to have the capability of placing such sensors in anywhere we went at any time. So I think this is where robotics will come into play.
And looking into the future, Where do you think the biggest developments are going to be? The last 100 years, we've seen huge developments and everything. Where are we going to be in 100 years' time?
Yeah, so I think now we see a lot of devices. Most of the devices are, I would say, directly commanded by a human. I would say in the next decades, more and more of these devices will be able to operate autonomously. So you and I can do our own stuff, and all the activities that's done for monitoring can be done fully automated.
Is that not a little bit scary? We can't keep our systems and our networks secure at the moment. If we've got autonomous systems that are out there doing things by themselves, is there not a danger associated with that?
So I think that's part and parcel of development. Flying was very dangerous, but here we are, 100 years later, flying is one of the safest means of transportation. So I think this is where technology will evolve. It's very hard to actually forecast what will happen in 100 years' time, but I'm excited for it.
Well, on that positive note, it's been a real pleasure talking to you, and thank you for giving up some of your time to talk to us on Interpol World Television.
Thank you, no problem. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.